The young prince has hit double digits. Believe it or not, he's already 10 years old. But as he poses confidently for the camera, there's something undeniably grown up about Prince George. With a relaxed and natural demeanor, he has shed some of that shyness he used to show around the cameras. His parents, the Prince and Princess of Wales, share a stunning picture taken by their favorite photographer, Millie Pilkington, as they celebrate their eldest son's milestone and express gratitude to the public and media for respecting their family's privacy. Dressed in a smart yet casual outfit, Prince George is the spitting image of his father, Prince William. The check shirt, chinos, and brown suede brogues perfectly mirror his dad's style. However, a fascinating shift in tradition has been unveiled. It appears that the customary path of military service won't bind Prince George before ascending the throne. This break from centuries-old precedents is significant, as the reigning monarch has historically held the role of commander-in-chief of Britain's forces. But times are changing, and the young prince has the freedom to shape his destiny, whether that leads him to the military or more unconventional paths, like becoming an astronaut. Nevertheless, as he explores his path, one thing remains certain. Prince George's 10th birthday marks the beginning of an exciting journey that captivates the world. Let's rewind this back from the start and watch how grown-up Prince George is with this video's tribute to his birthday celebration. George Alexander Louis, more widely known as Prince George, was born on July 22, 2013. The day after his birth, the world caught its first glimpse of the young prince as he made his public debut on the steps of St. Mary's Hospital's Lindo wing in London. Despite his royal status, his initial experience of the home was not a grand palace, but a comfortable family residence known as Bucklebury Manor. This £4.7 million Grade 2 listed property in Berkshire belonged to his maternal grandparents, Michael and Carol Middleton, who significantly influenced his upbringing. Michael, a calm and sensible man, formed a strong bond with his first grandchild from the early days of Prince George's life. About a month after the birth, Michael came up with a thoughtful solution when the media was eager to see updates on the royal baby. He offered to take a stress-free photo of the newborn in the garden of Bucklebury Manor, sparing Catherine and William the hassle of organizing a professional photo shoot. This gesture allowed the nervous new parents to control the process and spend quality time with their child. Throughout Prince George's life, Catherine and William have strived to balance his future as king and provide him with an ordinary childhood. While King Charles or Grandpa Wales will shape his destiny, Michael has significantly impacted his life thus far. Michael and Carol Middleton were the first family members to visit Prince George after his birth and remain a constant presence. The Middletons' down-to-earth nature and strong family bond have played a crucial role in giving George a stable and grounded upbringing. Michael, although having aristocratic lineage, is best described as middle class. His father was an RAF pilot, and his mother was a Second World War codebreaker. After attending boarding school, Michael initially planned to become a pilot, but later opted for a ground crew job with British Airways. Carol, on the other hand, hails from a working-class background in West London. She started her career as a secretary for British Airways and transitioned to a cabin crew role after learning French. Michael and Carol married in 1980 and went on to have 3 children, Catherine, Pippa, and James. The Middletons have always been a close-knit family, and it was only natural for them to play a significant role in their grandchildren's lives. The tender relationship between Michael and George is beautifully captured in a photograph taken during the 2019 King's Cup Regatta. In the image, Michael's protective hands are placed on either side of George, displaying profound pride and love. According to Pippa's article in The Spectator in 2012, Michael, the grandfather, is known for his fun-loving nature. Pippa revealed that her father has a delightful tradition of amusing their family by dressing up in fancy costumes yearly. He wholeheartedly embraces this tradition, often taking it to the extreme. Pippa mentioned a memorable Christmas when he surprised them by showing up in an inflatable sumo outfit. This humorous tradition has left a lasting impression on his grandchildren, who affectionately refer to him as Sumo. Despite the intense public scrutiny surrounding the Wales children, Michael and Carol have kept many aspects of their relationship with their grandchildren private. Their family vacations to destinations like Mustique, or participation in other children's birthday parties rarely make headlines. The Waleses also prefer to spend their holidays in the peaceful Dolphin House on Tresco, an island owned by William through the Duchy of Cornwall estate. The Middletons' ability to create a sense of normalcy in their grandchildren's lives has been instrumental, aided by their commitment to prioritize family. The involvement of the Middleton grandparents has played a significant role in shaping the family dynamics. Although it may have gone unnoticed by the public, Carol, affectionately known as Granny Carol, went as far as accompanying the family on their royal tour to Australia and New Zealand in 2014. Her presence during the trip was instrumental in providing care and support for 8-month-old Prince George, in addition to the dependable assistance of their unflappable Norland nanny, Maria Barallo. Living just a short drive away, Michael and Carol are always available to support raising young Wales children. While Prince George is also close to King Charles, his obligations limit his time with his grandchildren. In contrast, Michael and Carol have the freedom to be full-time grandparents, especially since their party pieces business faced challenges and has been sold. Prince George's upbringing sets him apart from previous generations of royal children. Even before his birth, his mere existence changed British law, allowing his potential future sisters to ascend the throne despite having younger brothers. George broke tradition by attending a co-ed school when he started at Thomas's Battersea, switching to attend Lambrook in Berkshire with his siblings last September. Having looked around Eton with his parents last month, it seems he will follow in his father's footsteps. But as he reaches the age of 10, what can we gather about the young prince's personality? Many will recall his impeccable conduct while serving as a page of honor during King Charles's coronation service in May. Is he a serious boy? Yes, but Prince George also knows how to have fun. According to a fellow member at the Hurlingham Club in West London, an exclusive private sports club, George is described as lots of fun but sensible. The source adds, George isn't particularly timid, but he tends to hang back while Charlotte and Louis rush forward. He takes his time and is more cautious. Friends also mention that he possesses a wild side. He has opted for electric guitar lessons over classical guitar and shows a particular fondness for bands like AC/DC and Led Zeppelin. He eagerly immerses himself in sports and has progressed from playing tag rugby to the more physically demanding contact version. His sporting prowess has also been helped along with some money-can't-buy experiences. Not every child can boast about having Roger Federer as their tennis coach. However, when the 20-time Grand Slam winner visited the tennis courts at Anmer Hall, the Norfolk mansion gifted to the Waleses by the late Queen Elizabeth, he offered his guidance to Prince George. Additionally, while children are typically not allowed in the royal box at Wimbledon, George has been granted the privilege of sitting there under the condition that he wears a shirt and tie and behaves impeccably for the cameras. Prince George's aptitude for coping well under scrutiny in social situations began early in life. When Prince George was 2 years old and getting ready for bed, he became curious about the visitors who had come to greet his parents. To his pleasant surprise, it was none other than the President of the United States, Barack Obama, and his wife, Michelle. Wearing his dressing gown, little George emerged from his room, capturing his mother's heart with his innocent charm. Impressed by the endearing interaction, Catherine decided to discuss the possibility of releasing some pictures with her team. An insider reveals that the royal family had generally been quite private regarding their children. However, there was a moment of stunned pause among the team before they looked at each other and agreed, "Okay, sure, great." The released images quickly went viral, and Prince George's fluffy bathrobe, which cost £27 from my first years, sold out within minutes. One former aide speculates that Prince George's early exposure to public engagements may contribute to his success in handling the spotlight. His first official engagement occurred during a tour of New Zealand in 2014 when he attended a playgroup. The Cambridges, as they were known at the time, had the foresight to introduce him to public appearances at a young age, ensuring that stepping onto the world stage wouldn't be a shock in the future. Their strategy appears to have paid off as Prince George navigates public attention confidently. According to a source from the palace, everything revolves around the children in the family. William and Catherine take turns participating in the school run, demonstrating their commitment to prioritizing family above all else. This principle influences every aspect of their lives, including their engagements and even the size of their home, which, by royal standards, is relatively modest. Furthermore, they do not have a live-in nanny or housekeeper present in their household. The Waleses' inner family circle of 5 is now complete. However, standing just beyond them are the Middletons, whose patriarch, Michael, exudes a quiet British dignity that is said to have a wonderfully calming effect on George and the other grandchildren. The Middletons' influence extends not only to 1 but 2 future kings, as they embraced William into their family over 2 decades ago. The Middletons' lives, firmly rooted in the middle class, have been shaped by these future kings. They now hold a central position within the British establishment, as evidenced by their own coat of arms featuring acorns symbolizing England and strength. Meanwhile, Prince George has also redefined his father's life. According to a family friend who has known William since childhood, the arrival of George has allowed William to go from being Prince William to being just dad. It's a different role that William cherishes and protects. But how did they approach the task of informing George that he will one day have to follow in his father's footsteps and become king? How do you convey to a child the weight of expectation that lies upon him, despite the immense support from his family? During an unguarded moment, while visiting Aintree University Hospital in Liverpool, Prince William shared with a patient, "George has been really easy. He hasn't said, 'Have I got to do this for the rest of my life?'" The truth is that Prince George's future holds more freedom than his father or grandfather experienced. The monarchy may have changed dramatically when he ascended to King George VII's throne. Who knows? He might even become the first king to play the electric guitar on the roof of Buckingham Palace. What is certain is that regardless of what lies ahead for the young prince in the near future, he can always rely on the support of his beloved Sumo, his grandfather Michael and Granny Carol. Meanwhile, on Friday night before his birthday, Catherine will continue the long-standing Middleton tradition of staying up late at Adelaide Cottage, their Windsor residence, to bake a homemade cake for Prince George. This is a practice she insists on upholding for all her children. However, there are bigger plans for George's birthday beyond a simple sponge cake named after his ancestor, Queen Victoria. Like any other 10-year-old, he will host a party and invite his close-knit school friends. Join us in extending warm birthday wishes to Prince George. If you enjoyed this video, kindly give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to Modest Narratives for more exciting content on the royal family.